Hello my dear students, myself Dr. PITAMBAR HUMANE, founder Botany for You and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampeth MP Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. I welcome you all in this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for You. Friends, from today we are going to start another lecture series on MCQs in Botany for the students of Semester 2. UG classes prescribed by the RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. In this lecture series, we will organize 8 different lectures, that is one lecture from each unit. If you are new or not yet subscribed our YouTube channel, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You. If you want to associate with our group, then with the help of link given in the description, you can join the Telegram group so that you can get the alerts of different lectures, programs organized by this online platform, as well as the assistance with the different lectures, then literatures, and also different appointments or career opportunities in India and abroad. So, today in this lecture, we will see the Unit 1 of Paper 1 BSc Semester 2 Botany syllabus. So, first of all, we will see the syllabus of this unit. The first paper of this Semester 2 include the syllabus, that is Palaeobotany, then Pteridophytes, Gymnosperms and soil analysis. That is, the 4 different topics are bifurcated into 4 different units, and the first unit is based on Palaeobotany that we will see in today's lecture. In this unit, the syllabus include, that is the Palaeobotany, which include the definition, fossil, pseudofossil and importance of fossils. Then type of fossils, that is the compression, impression, cast and the mold, then petrifaction and amber. Then geological time scale, definition, then outline and brief account of the different eras. Then fossil leaf, that is the Glossopteris, and fructification, that is the scutum. So let's see the different 60 MCQs based on these different topics which are included in the Unit 1 of the Paper 1 PSc Semester 2. The first question, that is, the study of fossil is known as. The fossils are of the 2 different types, mainly of the plants and the animals. So, the study of plant fossil is known as the Palaeobotany. Study of animal fossil is known as the Paleozoology, and study of any type of the fossil and that comes under the Paleontology. So here only given the study of fossil, not the plant or the animal word is given, and hence the correct option for this question will be Paleontology. Then which of the following statement is correct in relation to importance of fossils? Number 1, that is the fossil plants give a historical approach to plant kingdom. Today we have the knowledge about the evolution of the organism, and this can be very well supported by the different fossils found in the different eras or the periods. Then fossils are useful in classification of the plants. This is also the correct one, because here there is one of the strong support from the Paleobotany for the classification of the plant kingdom. Then the fossil plants can be used in the field of anatomy as well as the embryology, etc. And this is also the correct statement. And hence all these three statements are correct, and hence the answer will be D. Then what is pseudofossils? There are many inorganic structures in the nature which are looking just like to that of the fossils and are known as the pseudofossil. So the first one, that is the natural objects or the structures or minerals of the inorganic origin, and such type of the structures are known as the pseudofossil. The compressed type of the fossil or the impression, these are the true fossils of the plants. Then in which of the following fossil the external and internal details are preserved? If we see the compression, impression and petrifaction, so usually in a impression there is only the external structures are seen. In compression there is external structures as well as few internal structure, but that is in the form of the compressed condition, while because of the infiltration or the exchange of the minerals there is great preservation for the formation of petrifaction type of the fossil, and hence the external and the internal structures or the details can be very well observed in the petrifaction, and hence the petrifaction is the correct answer for this question. Then angiosperms originated during, if you see the geological time scale and the evolution of the different organism right from the algae, fungi, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperm and angiosperm. The recent era is age of the angiosperm, but which is originated date back in the mid-Cretaceous period, and hence the mid-Cretaceous is the correct answer for this question. Then during which period in the age of Earth did terrestrial life was well established? As we know, the life originated in the water or the aqueous condition, and later on the life jumped from the aqueous condition or the aquatic condition to the terrestrial, and this is formed or carried out during the Carboniferous period of the geological timescale, and hence C is the correct answer for this question. The present epoch in the Earth's age is known as, if you see the different epochs, then the Holocene is the recent one, and then Pleistocene, then Pliocene, and then the Miocene, and hence the present epoch, so the uppermost is the Holocene, and hence it is the recent one or the present one, and hence the A is the correct answer for this question. Flowering plants first appeared during dash period. If you see the flowering plants, that is the flowering plants is said to be the gymnosperm as well as the angiosperm, that is the phanerogams, and these were first appeared in the Cretaceous period. The first green plants and the fungi appeared on the land during which period? So if we see the different periods, then the Ordovician period is the correct place in which the green plants and the fungi appeared on the land, and hence D is the correct answer for this question. During which geological period did the earth become oxygen rich? Because this is one of the important factor for the development of the aerobic organism, from the microbes to the great big eukaryotic organism, plants as well as the animals, and that period in which the oxygen was available, and it is the Orosirian period of the geological timescale. From then there was initiation of the life on the earth. Then fossilization occurs where if you see the process of the fossilization, there is a need of the certain conditions for the preservation of the organism under the natural condition. So the organisms are buried and preserved by a natural process. We know that any living organism when die, that may the plant or that may the animal, first of all here they are destroyed by the scavengers and the organic compounds are converted into the inorganic one. So if they are naturally preserved, then they will convert into the fossils and this process will be considered as a fossilization. And hence the correct answer is first one, that is the organisms are buried and preserved by natural process. If you see even the third one, that is the buried by the natural process, but even after the buried there is need of the preservation, and hence this is the wrong one. Even destroyed by the environment, then there will not be the formation of the fossil, and hence all these three, that is the B, C, D, are the wrong one. Then Cenozoic era is known as, if you see the Cenozoic era, which is almost the modern one, and the age of the algae and the bryophyte becomes the abundant in this era, and even the age of the fungi and the pteridophytes, but they were originated date back and not in the Cenozoic era. So the age of the modern flora, that is the angiosperm. Earlier there were the gymnosperms, but later on the gymnosperms are replaced by the angiosperms, and hence in the world now the most of the flora which is available, and that is the angiosperm, which is considered as a modern flora, and hence this Cenozoic era, which is the modern or the recent one, is the age of the modern flora, that is a angiosperms. Then fossil is a, if you see the fossil is nothing but the preserved dead remains of the living organism which were present in the past. So it is nothing but the living organism is nothing but the organic. So the organic relics of the past means the life which were present in the past, that is preserved in the form of the fossils, and hence the C is correct answer. Then fossils are dated by, so how the age of the fossils can be find out or it can be calculated. So the radioactive carbon content is the correct method that is to be used for the dating of the fossil, and hence the D is correct answer. As evidence from records, which era had no life? See, no life, because later on there is a formation of the life on the earth. So without life, the era that is known as the Azoic era. Later on the life started from the Proterozoic, then evolved in the Paleozoic, and the recent one is a Cenozoic, and hence the Azoic era was without life. The dating of rocks is done by calculating the ratio between, there are the different methods in dating of the rocks. So one of them is uranium and lead, then potassium and argon, then rubidium and strontium. All these three methods are used in calculating the dating of the rocks, and hence all the above become the answer for this question. Which of the following era is oldest one? So if you see the geological time scale, the first one, that is from the below, that is lowermost, that is the Proterozoic, then Paleozoic, then Mesozoic, and the Cenozoic. So this is the latest one, that is the Cenozoic, and this is the oldest one. So these are given in the sequence, and hence the oldest one is the Proterozoic. Then which of the following period of the Mesozoic era is recent? So from the upper to lower, this is the correct sequence, that is the Cretaceous is the recent one, then Jurassic in the middle, and Triassic is in the early. So the recent era in the Mesozoic, and that is a Cretaceous, and hence A is the correct answer for this question. Which of the following statement is correct for the Paleozoic? That the Permian, Carboniferous and Devonian are the late periods. So early Paleozoic and late Paleozoic, there are the two parts. So the Permian, Carboniferous and Devonian are the late periods, and this is the correct one. Even in the early, there is a Silurian, then Ordovician and Cambrian. So these are the early periods, and hence both these statements are the correct, and hence the correct answer will be C, both A and B. Then which of the following statements about Glossopteris is not correct? Not correct. First one, they have been dated to the Permian and Triassic period. So this is correct statement. Then leaves were tongue shaped. If you see the structure of the leaf of the Glossopteris, so having this type of the midrib in the center and the anastomosing type of the venation. So it has a prominent midrib in the center. Then leaves were deciduous and reticulate venation. So all these statements are the correct one with respect to the Glossopteris, but the question is asked that is not correct. The fruiting body were developed on the stem. But if we see or observe the fossils of the Glossopteris, then you will find that such a type of the structures in the form of the fruiting body were developing from the midrib region. And so here this statement that is developed from the stems is the wrong one or the not correct, and hence it is the answer for this question. Then scutum was, if you see the structure of the scutum, then scutum is a female fructification of the Glossopteris, and hence B is correct answer for this question. Then which of the following statement is correct? First one, that the Glossopteris plant reconstructed by Pant in 1977, it is correct one. Then it was discovered from the Gondwana land, it is also the correct one. Then it is the first evidence of continental drift theory because it is found in the different land masses which were later on separated from each other, that is the Gondwana land. So all these three statements are correct, and hence D, that is the all the above, is the correct answer for this question. The Glossopteris leaf was, if you see the Glossopteris, it is dorsiventral, that is the two sides, dorsal side and the ventral side. So that here we can consider the presence of the palisade tissue and the spongy parenchyma, that is the mesophyll. So the mesophyll is distinguished into the palisade and the spongy, and hence it is the dorsiventral leaf. Earlier we have seen that having the prominent midrib, and the leaves is a simple, that we know the simple and the compound leaf, that is it is a simple leaf, and having the petiole or the stalk. So all these three are the correct one with respect to the leaf of the Glossopteris, and hence all the above are the correct. Then which of the following fructification were in association with the Glossopteris? In Glossopteris, there is a development of male fructification, development of the female fructification, and even there is a development of bisexual. So all these three is correct one with respect to the Glossopteris, and hence all the above is a correct answer for this question. A wide variety of wholly inorganic structures that may resemble plant organ is called as, earlier we have seen that the complete inorganic structure which is resembling the fossil or the plant or animal structure, that is known as the pseudofossil. The fossilized plant resin mostly secreted by the conifers that grew in the geological past ranging from Carboniferous to Pleistocene. So which is the age of the gymnosperm is called as. So whenever you will have this resin which converted into the fossil, that is known as the amber. Then which of the following fossil type original plant part is missing? The original plant part is missing in the mold also as well as the cast also. So the mold is the negative one and the cast is the positive one. So both A and B are the correct answer for this question. Then the fossil in which the negative replica of the plant part is present. If you see the compression, impression and the petrifaction, so the negative replica of the plant is found in the impression. So say for example, if this is a impression of our feet, so if you see the leg, you will find that here this is a impression and this impression will be the negative to our feet, and hence the impression is a type of fossil which is negative replica. Then which of the following is the most informative mode of preservation with cellular details? In earlier question we have seen that the complete preservation, that is the external and internal details, can be very well observed in the petrifaction type of the fossil, and hence the petrifaction is one of the most informative mode of the preservation with the cellular details in the fossilization. Then in which of the following fossil the external cellular details are available? If we see the cast, mold and the amber, these do not have the external cellular details. As we have seen earlier, these are the inorganic and the amber is formed from the resins, and hence here the compression is the fossil in which there is a availability of the cellular details from the external morphology, and hence the correct answer for this question becomes A, that is compression. Then match the following pairs. So we have the impression, amber, petrifaction and pseudofossil. The impression, as earlier we have seen, it is the negative replica. Then amber is the fossil which is formed by the resins secreted by the conifers. Then petrifaction is the fossil having the complete external and internal details are preserved, and the pseudofossils are completely inorganic in nature. So in this way they are correctly paired. Then which of the following is essential for fossilization? There is a method of the fossilization and in which there is need of the anaerobic condition, because in aerobic condition there is possibility of the decomposition of the organic matter of the plant or the animal. Then presence of water and presence of different minerals like the silicates, carbonates, etc. So all these three conditions are essential for the formation of the fossil, that is fossilization, and hence all the above become the answer for this question. Then which of the following statement is true? First one, that is the fossilization depends on type of tissues, that is hard or the soft. It is correct one because the formation of the fossil is completely dependent upon the type of the tissues of the organism. the hard tissues can be very well preserved as compared to the soft tissues. So the hard tissues can preserve more frequently than the soft tissues. So both these statements are the correct one, and hence the answer for this question is both A and B. Then which of the following is the oldest one in the tertiary period? So if we see from above below, that is upper one is the recent one and this one is the oldest one, that is the Pleistocene, Oligocene and the Paleocene. So in the tertiary period the oldest one is a Paleocene. Then which of the following period is most recent? If we see the Cenozoic era, which is classified into the tertiary and the quaternary periods. So here the quaternary is the most recent one and hence it is the answer for this question. Then which of the following era is oldest one? So if you see the Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic and the Cenozoic. So the Cenozoic is a recent one, then Mesozoic, then Paleozoic and then the Precambrian, and hence the oldest one becomes the Precambrian and hence it is the answer for this question. Then which of the following is responsible for fossilization? For the formation of the fossils there is a need of the two different things, that is the infiltration and the ion exchange. There are the two different theories, that is infiltration theory and another one that is the ion exchange theory. So through the infiltration and the ion exchange there is a formation of the fossils and hence both A and B become the answer for this question. The hollow cavities in the rock similar to the original organ in shape and size of the plant is called as. So this is known as the mold, and if the structure is exact similar to the organ of the organism, then it will be considered as a cast. So the correct answer for this question is mold. Remember, the mold is negative and the cast is positive replica. Then which of the following are completely inorganic in nature? If you see the formation of the mold and the cast, so they are formed by the deposition of the inorganic matter and the original plant material is completely decomposed, and hence both A and B, that is mold and the cast, are completely inorganic in nature. Then which of the following is a positive replica of plant parts? Earlier we have seen that the mold is a negative and the cast is a positive. In the similar manner, earlier we have seen that the impression is also a negative replica and hence the positive replica becomes the cast. Then Jurassic period is about, if you see the period of the Jurassic, then the age of the Jurassic period and it is 165 million years ago. So basically it is 208 million years ago onwards. Then what is the study of past life using fossil? Earlier the similar type of the question was asked, but here the construction of the sentence is different. So whenever we are talking about the study of the fossil, then it is known as the paleontology and hence it is the correct answer. If the study of plants, then it is known as the paleobotany, and if the study of animals, then it is known as the paleogeology. What does scientist need to know to figure out the absolute age of the rock? If you see the absolute age of the rock determination by the different scientists who are engaged in the paleobotany or paleogeology, so it is the rate of decay for a radioactive element in the rock. So on that basis, here the age can be identified, and hence C is the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following is an example of mineral replacement? So if you see the mineral replacement, that the complete body, that is the external and internal, will be preserved, and such type of the fossil can be observed in a petrified type of the fossil, and hence the petrifaction fossil is the correct answer for this question. Then in which of the following fossils only external features can be studied? See, only external features means not the internal. So the impression is a type of fossil in which only external morphology can be studied. A type of organism that no longer exists on the earth is known as, say for example, if you see the Glossopteris, so the Glossopteris is nowhere is present in the world, and hence such type of the organism are considered as a extinct organism. Even we can take an example of the dinosaur. So such type of the organism which are not available in the universe, they are known as the extinct organisms. Then what is fossil? Earlier we have seen that the preserved dead remains of the living organisms, that is known as the fossil. So the preserved remains or the traces of an organism, and that is known as the fossil. How do most fossils form? If we see the process of the formation of the fossils or the fossilization, then we know that these different plant or the animal organs, they are buried and deposited in the sediments, and then they are preserved. So the living things die and their remains are buried by the sediments and preserved. So in this way they are converted into the fossil. The hard part of the organism dry out in the air, wrong one. The soft part of the organism change to the stone, this is wrong one. Then freezing preserved, this is also the wrong one. So the correct answer is A. In petrified wood, the original wood has been slowly replaced by, if you see the cell content of that fossil, then it is with the different minerals. So the another type of the harder wood, no, because it is present in the form of the fossil, that is the rock. Then preserving the salts, no, there is a introduction or the infiltration or the replacement of the different minerals, silicates, carbonates, etc. So the minerals, so this is also the wrong one. So in this way all these three are the wrong one, and hence none of the above become the answer, because during the petrifaction there is a replacement of the organic matter by the different silicates and the carbonate, and the structure is preserved. The father of Indian paleobotany is, for such type of the questions we should always remember the names of the authors or the scientists, and the Birbal Sahani is known as the father of Indian paleobotany. The earth is supposed to be originated before, that is the age of the earth, and the age of the earth is 4.6 billion years ago. The oldest era in which the life is originated was on the earth. So if you see the origin of the life in the era on the earth, then it is the Archaeozoic era in which the prokaryotic organisms were evolved. Then which of the following pair is correct? So if you see the Cretaceous, Jurassic and Triassic, so all these are the periods of the Mesozoic era, and hence the Mesozoic is only the correct one, as the Cretaceous is also the period of the Mesozoic and Triassic is also the period of the Mesozoic, and hence they are wrongly paired with the Cenozoic and the Paleozoic respectively. Hence B is the correct answer. The following era is called as the era of the modern life. In the earlier questions we have already seen that the Cenozoic is the recent era, and hence it is the era of the modern life, that is our own present day life. Then what epoch do we live in? If you see this Cenozoic era, so it is classified into the Holocene and the Pleistocene. So the uppermost is the Holocene, and hence it is the time of present era in which we are living, and hence it is the correct answer. Then match the following pairs. First one, that is the compression, impression, cast and the mold, and the petrifaction. So if you see the compression having the two-dimensional with the organic matter preserved, and hence it will pair with the second one. In impression, though it is two-dimensional view, but the devoid of organic matter. Then cast and the mold, these are three-dimensional, but they may have only the surface layer and no internal preservation. It is inorganic in nature. And petrifaction is again three-dimensional structure with internal cellular details are preserved, and hence now they are correctly paired. The first life forms on the planet Earth occur during the Archean between about 4.0 and 2.5 billion years ago, and these organisms which were first evolved on the Mother Earth, and that are the prokaryotic organism. So first organism which were evolved on the Earth. Then match the following pairs. If you see the Paleozoic, so the Carboniferous period is belong to the Paleozoic. Then Mesozoic belongs, that is the Jurassic is belong to the Mesozoic. Then Tertiary period, that is belong to the Cenozoic, and the Precambrian commonly known to the Proterozoic, and now they are the correctly paired. Then which of the following order form oldest to modern is correct? Earlier we have seen the modern one is the Cenozoic. So with this only single we can say that it is the correct one, or even we can say that the first one is the Proterozoic, then Paleozoic, then Mesozoic, and then the Cenozoic, and hence D is the correct one. Then last one question, that is match the following. So the Phanerozoic is Eon, then Mesozoic is era, then Cretaceous is a period, and Oligocene is epoch. And in this way we can correctly pair the different categories with respect to the Eon, era, period, and the epochs. So friends, these different questions will be helpful to you in your studies and also in preparation of the online examinations organized by RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. In the next class, we will see the different MCQ type of the questions based on second unit of the paper 1. If you are benefited and like this lecture, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel, and also press bell icon for the alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on different life sciences titles. Thanks a lot once again.